This is Wednesday, August 18th, 2021, open session, remote participation meeting agenda. Town of Ayer, Zoning Board of Appeals, Ayer Town Hall, 1 Main Street, Ayer, Mass. Meeting, hearing of the Ayer ZBA will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note, while the option for remote attendance and our participation is being provided as a courtesy to the public, meeting and hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in a specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. Zoom information for this meeting can be obtained by contacting Carly Antonellis, Assistant Town Manager, at atm@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100. The meeting will be recorded and air on Channel 8 over ayerpublicaccess.org the following day. First item is to call the meeting to order. 6:04 p.m. Next item is approval of the agenda. Have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
As written.
As written.
Second.
All in favor, say aye, signify by name.
John Ellis, aye.
We can do just.
We don't have to do that even
We don't
on
even have to do a roll call. We can
Okay.
just call it now, because we're in person.
this month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case,
To be
aye.
determined.
Aye.
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 Motion carried. All right, next item on the agenda is a continuation of 21 July 2021 public hearing application for variance. Felipe Goncalves and Jeffrey and Felicia Turgeon. Are they here?
I don't see them.
Are they on the Zoom?
Nope.
No. As I understand it, I mean, we look at this and the contractor poured this foundation 2 inches off.
Yeah. Yeah, and they went out to measure and they realized it. So the homeowners are actually the second names on it, the
Yeah, I saw it.
Jeffrey.
Yep.
So they had the contractor apply on their behalf, and it's for 3 inches for an error by who poured the foundation. So though they're not here, it's pretty straightforward. There was no issues with anything from the department heads. Wasn't the homeowner's fault. But I would recommend probably going forward with this. Obviously, it's the will of the board, but for 3 inches, I wouldn't want to have to.
I wouldn't want to tear up the foundation. That's counterproductive anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Any comments from the board? John?
None.
Ron?
What about the audience? No,
All right.
Good, that's good.
just to make sure.
We have nobody in the audience. All right.
Okay.
You make a motion, Michael?
Yeah. 1 second. All right. I'm just looking for the,
Terminology?
yeah, I want to make sure I get it right. I'm sorry, Sam, I'm just having a little trouble finding the
Well,
public hearing notice.
Yeah, I think that was at the last meeting.
I have one here if you want me to.
What do you got, John?
Set it up.
I make the motion to approve the application by Philip Gonzalez and Jeffrey Felicity Turgeon at 62 Pondy Road, Ayer, Mass. For a variance for section 2.2 to allow for a 24-foot 9-inch rear yard where 25 foot is required.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right. Make a motion to close that public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's closed. Next item on the agenda is request for extension of special permit, Ayer 22 LLC, 22 Fitchburg Road. Everybody read through that?
Yes.
Yeah, Laura O'Keen from Geronimo Properties, representing Ayer 22.
You're representing who?
Ayer 22 LLC.
Oh, okay. You said Ayer, I'm thinking.
You guys know.
Oh, okay.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. Well, thank you for your time tonight. We're just really hoping to extend the special permit. We have the building plans, they've gone out to bid. We would like to get into the ground as soon as possible. Our previous extension expires.
What are you looking for an extension, 1 year or 2?
2 is good, but one I understand.
Yeah, it's one. So actually if you look in the memo that this is from council,
Yeah.
they had to toll the days from the pandemic, so we can have it expire November 2nd of 2022. That's with all the math. from-
About 14 months.
Yeah,
Is that adequate?
That should do it for us. Yes.
So my question is, it says that pursuant to Chapter 53 of the Acts 2020, so it will not expire till November 2, 2022 anyway.
The act expires then, not their,
no, the act was passed in 2020. That's the act extending a bunch of orders for COVID. Chapter 53 of the Acts of 2020.
So this is, when they say, when it says it has been told, that they're not talking about this particular, they're just talking about the act has been.
So the Act of 2020 basically set forth, they're going to toll all permits issued by municipalities. That the time clock would stop during the state of emergency. That's what the Acts of Chapter 53 of the Acts of 2020 said.
Okay, so in effect, this is already still good until November 22.
It is, but where it expired once, council just recommended we re-up it, just so we can get it down on paper, in case there's any confusion.
Okay, fine with that. I was just
Yeah.
curious because it just seemed like it wasn't really necessary, but that's fine. I have no problem with that.
I have a question. They did ask for an extension to July 28th, 2023. Is there any reason we can't do that?
Yeah, so council, we had to take the days of the actual state of emergency and go from their previous expiration date.
Okay.
So that's, council and I worked on that, came up with November 2nd of 2022. Because there's only like so many times you can extend it,
right.
so.
So then as long as they move some dirt by, then we're good.
So they don't have to finish it by that date?
No, you just have to dig a hole.
We have to be started.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was out that room. All right, anybody? I will make a motion that we extend we grant the request for the extension of the special permit, Ayer 22 LLC, 22 Fitchburg Road, expiration of November 2 of 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a
Yes,
wonderful
I'll be in
day.
touch with the paperwork.
Excellent, thank you so much.
We're ahead of time.
I make a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
Or-
Oh, that one wasn't.
That wasn't a hearing,
That
that was
wasn't
just a
a
request.
hearing, but I withdraw my motion.
All right, we gotta wait 4 minutes?
Yeah,
All right.
Meeting minutes.
we could do meeting minutes.
Okay. I saw, anybody have any comments on the minutes of the meeting?
Look good.
They were short and sweet.
Yes.
I like that.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes of the meeting for July 21st, 2021,
Second.
as written.
That's written. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried, minutes are met.
So I could give you a quick update on the 40B. Remember we had the 40B for 65 Pittsburgh Road?
Yep.
So the initial plans have been submitted to the town. They haven't filed their comprehensive permit yet, but they sent their plans to the state. The state has reached out to us to give, we have 30 days to give a general overview from the plans. It's not a technical review by any stretch of the imagination. It's just, hey, there's a weird intersection there. We know we'll need a traffic study, or we want to look at this conservation kind of issue. So
So it doesn't hit our desk in that 30-day period, does it?
no, it doesn't have to come to that. So the selectmen are gonna invite the developer for their September 7th meeting, so everyone's welcome to attend. We're gonna talk about it at land use team tomorrow, and then Alicia and I are gonna meet with individual departments just to get their broad brushstrokes on what they see they'll need throughout the process.
September what, 7th?
Yep, at 6 o'clock.
So if more than 2 of us show up, we have to have a meeting?
Well, no, because you won't call the order, because you won't be voting on anything. It's just if you want to listen to the discussion.
Information.
Yeah, so you can get the first public overview. And then once they get their project eligibility letter from the state, so once we submit our comments back by the end of September, the state will review it, then they'll issue a project eligibility letter, like you're good to go to the town.
Right.
So then they'll submit what's called the comprehensive permit application to this board, and we'll do all the permitting through the ZBA. And we will have a consultant, we've already got on board
Yeah.
to help us through that process. Paul, the guy that did the training. So it's a good thing, we're moving forward with it, but there's just several steps and deadlines. So we're gonna be providing feedback, and certainly I'll send you the plans. There's a lot of plans. It's a Dropbox link. There's like 26 documents. Some of them are like 40 pages long. But you can get the gist of what they're looking to do, just so you'll be
That's it,
prepared.
Flags Woodyard.
Yep, the flag property on Fitchburg Road.
Has that changed hands already?
Yeah. They've sold it. Units, I don't remember. I want to say 80 something, but I don't know. I could be off on that. I have a lot of numbers.
And they do have to come before the Conservation Commission for where the State Wetland Protection Act applies.
Yes.
Because that's a separate state.
In the back?
Yeah, if anything is jurisdiction to the act. But the local
But I thought
bylaw
we
doesn't.
permit it for you. I think the ZBA does it, so they only have to go to one board.
Check on that.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing, is one-stop shop, is how they,
Yeah, but we're supposed to go to the individual boards.
no, they come to us, you know, when we
With their
take,
comments,
with
Yeah.
their comments, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then, we'll go from there. So more to come on that, but I'll send you the link for
Dropbox?
the Dropbox, yeah.
Okay.
So it's, any of the, we have a local bylaw, local wetlands bylaw,
That doesn't apply.
it won't apply. That's the whole,
The state supersedes it?
no, that gives the developer, you know, incentive to provide affordable housing options, is when they can, bypass some of the local regulations. So, but they'll still have to meet the State Wetlands Act parameters, not the local.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. 6:15 PM, public hearing, application for special permit, Mark Fermian, 236 Snake Hill Road, filed July 23, 2021. The Ayer ZBA will conduct a public hearing at 6:15 PM on Wednesday, August 18, 2021, at the Ayer Town Hall, 1 Main Street, Ayer, Mass, regarding an application by Mark Fermian, is that right? Fermian, for property located at 236 Snake Hill Road, Ayer, Mass. Applicant is seeking special permit pursuant to Ayer zoning bylaw 2019 as amended, section 5.2.1.2, to allow the construction of a two-family duplex residence in the A2 zone. Public hearing will be held in person with the courtesy Zoom feed. Hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast. For Zoom call-in information, please contact ATM at ayer.mass.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100. Do we have a representative?
Do.
Yeah.
Good evening, my name's Cal Goldsmith, I'm with GPR Engineering, we're here in town, above the Billiards Cafe. We filed this on behalf of Mr. Fermanian, and as you know, we're in the A2 residential district.
Do you have an authorization from him?
I believe we have one.
Do we?
Oh, he's the project engineer, so he
Well,
submitted on
the
behalf.
only reason I asked, he said he's speaking in behalf of, so I would think he'd get some authorization of some sort.
Well, Mark signed the application,
Yep,
and we
You're still
submitted.
speaking on his behalf, no?
I am speaking on behalf of the applicant, yeah. So we're in the A2 zoning district. As you know, that allows a duplex structure on, by a special permit from the ZBA. The requirement for a duplex in this district is for 24,000 square feet. We've got about 113 square feet more than that on the lot for 24,113. So we meet that, we meet all the zoning setbacks, and we've shown the duplex is shown on the plan where it will be situated. And basically the criteria is that we're not, number one, that we're serving a community need, and we feel that we will be with a duplex like this will allow some high quality housing at somewhat more affordable rates than what Ayer is
Okay,
having
so-
right now.
So when that says they will provide more affordable housing, but it's really not,
It's not
Apply
affordable by
for
the
it,
definition,
affordable
no,
housing.
it's not subsidized of affordable housing.
So it's
just
an
more.
opinion.
I'm sorry?
So that, the opinion is that it would be more affordable.
It would be more affordable than if you had to support a building lot with a single house on it, sure.
Okay.
Because now you're splitting the cost of the land between two homes. Traffic flow should not be an issue. This is not a heavily traveled road. As you know, just up the street from here is Wright Road, goes off to the right along Sandy Pond, and then there's the entrance to the Rod and Gun Club, or to the Sportsman's Club, as you continue on up Snake Hill Road. We are served by public utilities. There was a house on this lot that was taken down in preparation for this. Mr. Fermanian, as you can see from the plan, was right next door. He's in a butter to this property, so he bought the house that was there.
Is that Dougie's old house?
I couldn't tell you.
No? Is this the next one over?
No, that's on the other side of, oh, that's.
And it looks about right.
Further.
Here or the one next to it is the one that Dougie used to live in. The old guy?
Yeah, I know, I used to pick him up and give him a ride sometimes.
You and everybody else.
Yeah. So, he's further down on the other side of Pierce before you get to Calvin.
The pond's over here.
Yeah, but if you go to the house, this house you see on the left,
Here?
yeah, that's right up to Pierce Avenue.
Yep.
Dougie's house is between Pierce and Calvin Street.
Oh,
which is-
back that way?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So this is even closer, this is closer to the gun club.
Yeah,
Didn't somebody just build a house across the road there? or-
yeah. Across the road, more closer to Pierce Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go on.
Quite all right. So it's served by public utilities that have been serving the house previous to that, so that won't be an issue. Impact on natural environment, basically it's a house lot where the house has been taken down. There was some clearing of brush that was done and some trees taken down. We will end up filing with the planning board, just so you know. We're going to file under section 9.6 where you have, if you disturb more than 10,000 square feet of ground with grading and construction, we think by the time we're done, we'll probably be right at that limit. So Mr. Fermanian's agreed that we can go ahead and file with the planning board for that. But that's not necessary for this permit, but just to let you know that we will be pursuing that.
well, you said 9 point,
9.6.
okay.
This gonna be a slab house?
I'm sorry?
Slab, this is a slab house?
I don't believe so.
Isn't the water table pretty high right there?
Well, it's above the pond, it's quite a bit up from above the pond, so I don't
Yeah.
think that's,
Actually, that house that was.
Is there an
built-
elevation there?
No, but the house that was built on the other side of the road, the new house that just mentioned, closer to Pierce Avenue, but right on the pond, that had a basement.
yeah, this will have a basement. This
Okay,
is intended
I'm just
to-
curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's high enough up, and it's a sandy site, and it's far enough, rises up off the road a little bit, but I think it's above, the site itself is above the,
Town water and sewage there?
yeah. Um, So it's not gonna have much of an impact on the natural environment. That has happened already with the previous house and then with the removal of that house and clearing of the brush and whatnot. As I said, Mr. Fermanian lives right next door, so I think we can be pretty confident that he'll do a good job with this. This is the plan for the house that he intends to put up. As you can see, it's a duplex, but it's nicely designed, high-quality construction. I think it'll fit in very nicely with the neighborhood. There's some very nice houses in that area.
Yeah, there are, yeah.
And of course, it's going to bring taxes into the town. But I think it's probably the biggest contribution is a more affordable.
So this is strictly, when he builds, this is gonna be a rental property? Is it going to be built and then sold as a condominium style? Or is it subject to an Airbnb?
I don't think it's going to be an Airbnb. I think if he's
can't.
talking about it, it's going to be a long-term rental. Although that's not to say at some point that you wouldn't sell each side as a condominium. But no, you can't do an Airbnb with it. It's not allowed.
Well, others have tried.
I'm sure. But like I said, he lives right next to it, so he's going to be pretty careful with what he does there. Pretty straightforward otherwise. We meet the zoning. As I said, right now it's a lot with no structure on it, so.
Do we have any abutters?
Right here.
Yes, sir?
Yeah, I'm against it. Completely.
Your name and,
My name is Craig Phillips.
are you live next door?
Yeah, we're right next door.
Over here?
Yeah, that's me right.
What's the
Okay.
address?
238 Snake
Okay.
Road. He doesn't take care of his properties. There was a renter there before, and had quite a bit of problem. And now he wants to put a duplex in, and have two families there. He does, you know, I don't think we should be changing anything for him. Because he does not take care of his property.
Have you talked to the building commissioner about it?
Yep.
And
But not on the new house.
on the existing property, you said they don't take care of it. Have you talked to the building commissioner?
I talk to everybody. They go out there constantly. Board of Health, police, trash, you know, multiple dogs. The dogs never go outside.
Is this from the renters or the property owner himself?
The renter, but it was brought up to the property owner, nothing was ever done about it.
The renter is the property owner?
No.
No.
I'm sorry.
I said, I've talked to the owner about the renters multiple times and he never did anything about it. It's like it was a joke.
Thank you.
So, but that property, that has been demolished
Yes.
since? Okay, I'm confused. All
That
right.
house is gone. This is going to be brand new construction
Okay.
that's being proposed. I can't comment on what the abutter is alleged. I don't know that history, if there's anything, but I do know that Mr. Fermanian's house looks very nice, and he's cleaned up this lot in preparation for constructing this two-family on the property.
He just ripped the house down.
Did you have a comment, ma'am?
Yeah, right here. I live 240 Snake Hill Road,
What's your name?
Rhonda Connors, and I live right next to my brother.
The other side?
Yep. And I've seen the trash, I've seen the people that were renting that old house that was there. It has sat there like that for months. And it's a quiet neighborhood, and we have a slow flow of traffic there. Now we're bringing in all those houses up on Stratton Hill, which we don't want. But now, multifamily's going in there, that means more traffic.
Well, how many more houses? are
And
gonna
how
be
many more houses? And then the house across the street from us, who's to say eventually that'll be a multifamily? We do not want it. Absolutely not. Thank you.
So again, I can't comment on past history. I don't know what it is. I know that I've been a landlord before. I understand about tenant problems and how difficult it is to get somebody out of a place if they're acting that way and not taking care of things, and it can be a real challenge. So I would urge you not to make a decision based on that. I think this is allowed under the zoning. There's no real reason other than what you've just heard for denying this. I think it's allowed with your special permit. We'd ask that you look at it from the standpoint of the zone. I understand there are a lot of houses being built in the area. There's houses being built in Ayer. There's being developed. It's a desirable community, and I don't think this property should be penalized because of that.
Well, it's not a question of whether or not the property is being penalized. The question is what the property is going to be used for. A single-family dwelling or a duplex. There's no reason in the world why you can't put a single-family home in there. None, zero. You can do that hands down.
Yep.
The question becomes, do we agree that a duplex would do more harm or less harm than a single-family dwelling? And that's primarily what we have to decide on.
I suppose so, but I guess that my question to you would be, when you talk about doing harm, does a duplex do harm by its nature and being permitted, or is it people
Well,
that
I
live in
think what we're
houses?
trying to establish is whether or not there is a, how do we say this?
Detriment to the neighborhood?
No,
There's no hardship.
hardship, thank you, John. Drawing a blank, sorry, long day.
Well, Mr. Chair, this is a special permit
Right.
request, not a
It's not
variance request, which is where the hardship would come into play.
So there's no, yeah, all right.
This isn't allowed use, it's specially permitted. And I will say to the neighbors, I don't know, I mean, we do have a nuisance bylaw that we write violations for quite a bit. I see them, they come through our office, and people leave trash out or have blight.
It's like, there's no animals, you have ducks out there, you couldn't peg.
Chickens.
Ducks
Yeah,
and chickens
chickens.
running all over my yard.
Chickens are also, they're supposed to be permitted through the Board of Health. I wonder if he did.
They weren't, but see, he works for the town, so there's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
And now.
Who works
he-
for the town?
Well, Mark Manning used to work on the board.
Oh, he used to be on the
He was
planning
on
board.
planning.
He's at the planning board.
Yeah.
But
He-
anyways,
He hasn't.
you know, he could
years,
take
but-
care of one tenant, now he wants to bring in another family and you have two.
I just think when one person does it, then the whole neighborhood's
I don't
gonna
mind
do
about
it.
anybody else doing it, it's just the fact that he can't keep up with his properties.
Well, I'm not willing to concede that he can't keep up with his properties. I think a brand-new construction like this will
That has
take very
nothing to do
good
with it.
care of it. And again, what you're talking about is complaints from previous renters that evidently were not dealt with effectively, and I don't know what efforts Mr. Fermanian made. For all I know, he was trying very hard to get him out of there and finally succeeded in doing that and took the house
You
down.
bulldoze a house, that'll do it.
What's that?
You bulldoze a house, that'll do it.
Oh, yeah, that's one way to do it, but I'm sure he couldn't do that until he got them out of there. I've spent months and thousands of dollars trying to get a tenant out who was doing a lot worse than what he was talking about, and it's not easy to do. So I don't think you can extrapolate that bad tenant to a result by allowing a duplex here to having the same situation. I just don't think that's realistic. And I don't think it's fair to Mr. Fermanian, because you don't know what kind of issues he had trying to get in.
A neighbor also.
Well, I think you can put conditions on your approval that would require compliance with keeping up the property, putting up a screen or fence, doing
No, that's
prohibition
not, we
against.
can't do that. No, I don't think so.
I think under a special
We
permit.
tried to do that once before and it didn't work out so well. Where we put stipulations on whether or not we give a special permit on how somebody had to treat their property. I remember doing that.
So we definitely can condition a special permit, and we have before, for sure. We have done that. We wouldn't have to do it though, because there's already a bylaw in place that prevents nuisance, trash, and debris from being outside. So you wouldn't have to, because it's already illegal to do it.
But certainly fencing, something of that nature from abutting properties, we could, he would be willing to do.
I don't think that's really the point here. All right. What do you think, John?
I don't really have a lot of grounds to be against this. There's not a lot of feedback the only feedback that I would expect is that overcrowding and traffic and,
Yep.
just too close together and all that kind of
Yep.
stuff. But I don't really hear any of that.
Rod?
I don't see it in keeping with the neighborhood there. It looks like a pretty tall structure to me. I don't know if anybody has such towering structures.
Oh, it's not towering, I think it's a two-story structure. I mean, it's
doesn't
pretty
How
much
many
similar to-
others are two-story now?
No, it's just a two-story
Yeah,
house. I don't think it's much different than what else is in the neighborhood.
Jess?
Yeah, I'd say a two-family is out of keeping with the character of the neighborhood, but it is permitted and I agree the issue of the property owner, Mr. Fermanian's previous behavior is out of our purview. And it doesn't feel like that's a good reason to deny this, so I'm sort of leaning towards this, allowing this. I know Stratton Hill is going in and has everybody quite concerned, but this unfortunately has to be, to me, has to be considered separate from that.
We understand that,
Yeah.
it just,
Yeah,
we don't have any of these houses in the neighborhood. Now that
Yeah.
he does this, now it's gonna allow more
Other
people
people.
to do this
Yeah.
also in the neighborhood. But it's more the fact that he can't keep up with his properties, and it just makes me angry. And, I've been living next to him for 30 years, and he's been promising me everything for 30 years, he's never done one thing. So it's gonna be the same old thing again, where, every tenant that's ever lived there, we've had problems with them. Out at all hours of the night, burning couches, burning furniture,
Yeah.
shooting fireworks off, landing on my house. I guess it's time to hire a lawyer, I'm not putting up with it.
I agree with all that,
Yeah.
except this isn't the avenue to address that.
Right, but I mean,
Because we have no control over who lives where, and there are other agencies.
well, the fact that
forces
he's gone from a single-family house and now putting a duplex in, and it's not that much space there, so the houses are gonna be packed right in there. And now they have two driveways there, and all the cars there.
It's,
No, one driveway, that's it.
That's what's being proposed, yeah.
And the other point I'd like to address, and you mentioned something about density as well. In this zone, you're allowed a single-family house on a 12,000 square foot lot.
Yep.
If you want to do a duplex, you've got to double the size of the lot. So that kind of addresses your density. If anything, there's probably more open space on each side of this building than there would be if you had two single-family houses.
Yeah, it's true.
that's true. You're doing it all, it's all within the boundary limits, so that's
Absolutely.
not an issue.
Mike?
So, I agree with the points that Jess and John made, but I also agree with what Ron said, in that how many duplexes are in this neighborhood?
Zero.
So, I realize that, without you're not seeking a variance, so the hardship piece
Right.
that doesn't concern me. The character of the neighborhood does. You know, I realize it's something that we can grant a special permit for. But I mean, I am having a hard time with it. You drive up into that neighborhood and it is predominantly single-family homes.
Yes.
The affordability thing, to me, is also, I put no stock in that, because there's, I think it's Williams, right down here by the Rotary. They're sitting on the market at, I want to say like $580 a piece. Now, I don't know how they would compare to that, but the affordability thing, I put no stock in. It's, for me, the character of the neighborhood is I guess what I'm struggling with, because I do agree with John and with Jess.
And I just want to respond that, I mean, I live in the neighborhood. I live further down Wright Road, off the side road off Wright, so I drive by this all the time. So I feel torn because as a resident, I don't want to really see a two-family house go in. But as a zoning board member, that's what I'm struggling with. So I'm on the fence.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you.
So that's, I think, what I'm having the most trouble with right now, is that, you know, if this neighborhood had more duplexes, you know, I'd be a lot more comfortable with it, right? Or if it had, you know, more two families. But for me, this, you know, this part of town is single families around the pond.
Oh, I know.
You know, it's,
Did you want to say something, ma'am? Did you want to add something?
Who's to say he brings in a multifamily? And,
We can't go there.
does it make, does it open the door for other people to bring in the multifamilies? Okay, that's my question. Thank you.
Stand alone.
and every application's
So then
considered.
why does he get an application for it?
Right.
Well, if you had the same lot as Mr. Fermani, you could apply for the exact same thing. You'd be sitting exactly where Mr. Goldsmith is, and we'd be doing exactly what we're doing now. So outside of what he's seeking, he has everything else he needs. He has his setbacks, his lot requirement, he actually,
Which he does, I
Right,
agree
right.
with that.
Yep.
so it is an option to anybody who fits the criteria that Mr. Fermanian's lot fits. They have the exact same option and recourse that Mr. Fermanian is taking.
All right, so I mean, I understand what you're saying, there's not a lot of duplexes in the neighborhood, but there's a lot of good-sized houses in the neighborhood, and this is a good-sized house, it'll look like just a decent-sized, brand-new construction home. I don't think it's gonna have an adverse effect. I mean, it looks a little bit different than maybe a single-family would, but, you know, I think there's, and if Mr. Franion does sell these, I would think that, and I'm not sure that he's not, and that's
Yeah.
probably something I should clarify for him.
That's what, it's his
I didn't think it was
business.
relevant, but,
Yeah,
but I'm not sure he's not selling these.
Right.
But if he was gonna put a duplex on the market, it's not gonna sell for $580. It just cannot support that kind of price. So it's gonna be more affordable. I mean, it will be. It may not be what you would consider affordable, or what I would consider affordable, but it's certainly gonna be less expensive than if it was a single-family house on this lot. But, you know, I think the zoning is written in such a way that it allows, in the A2 district, multifamily, and I'm sure they're scattered, not multifamily, sorry,
Duplex,
duplexes.
yep.
It's not a multifamily, that's 3, this is duplex. And I'm sure they're scattered across town, and I'm sure there's not neighborhoods that are all duplexes, there may be some, but I think for the most part, you'll find these scattered across town in and amongst single family, and I don't think it's an unusual occurrence. And it's why the zoning allows it, quite frankly. I mean, if it was something that was terrible, you wouldn't do it. They do it by special permit so that you can look at the neighborhood and see if there's something about this building that's gonna be so bad that the neighborhood would suffer from it, and I just don't think that's the case.
All right. Well,
What do you think of this one?
I tend to agree with you. I mean, literally, there are no legitimate reasons why we would deny it. But it doesn't go with, I don't think it goes with the neighborhood. And I know what you're talking
It's a
about.
legitimate reason.
It is.
Well,
We don't have to
it-
grant we're not under any pressure to grant this permit. So if we think it's bad for bad for the town, bad for the neighborhood, this is the place to take care of it.
That's what I think.
So I guess I'm concerned that your thoughts on this have been considerably skewed by what the abutters have said about Mr. Fermanian.
That's
No.
another problem a
That's-
long time ago.
That doesn't even cut in our yard. I mean, the fact that they're having neighbor issues, everybody has neighbor issues. I had one I'd like to shoot, but we couldn't do that.
So Mr. Fermanian's not here to defend himself, and I was gonna ask it. if there was a,
This being an open hearing, we give the abutters an opportunity to convey their opinions of what we're going to look at. And as I understand their issues really has no bearing on this. None. The fact that they have trouble with the people that were renting before, I understand that. That should go to the third floor or the second floor. What we look at here is whether or not, what it will do to the town or the neighborhood. That's what we look at, period. If there's trash, you go to the gun club and there's trash in the yard. I mean, I understand that, but it is not within our purview to do anything about that. We can only look at this much. And
understood.
this much is whether or not we feel it's good for the town or for the neighborhood to allow a duplex to go on that street, period.
Okay, and I guess then I'm confused as to how you are arriving at the opinion that this is bad for the neighborhood.
He didn't say it was bad, he said it wasn't. I'm
Well, you
sorry, I'm not
said it
speaking
was
for you,
bad
go
for the
ahead.
neighborhood.
So I don't think it's bad for the neighborhood. I think it doesn't fit the character of the neighborhood.
That's a pretty slippery slope. I mean, if you look at this building
I
and you
don't
say,
think it is.
No.
It has nothing to do with the
Everybody in the
elevation. Well,
neighborhood
can I,
knows.
hey, thank you. It has nothing to do with the elevation that you're presenting. That is a beautiful structure, and there are beautiful homes all around Sandy Pond. It has nothing to do with that.
so
It
then,
would be the first duplex in that area. If I'm wrong, tell me another duplex within 1,000 feet. I mean, the elevation, the drawings have nothing to do with what I'm saying. So don't put
I
that
guess
pressure.
then I'm really confused. I'm not, just the fact that there would be two families living in this building is enough to,
It would be the first duplex in that neighborhood. That's,
I think
I'm sure there's neighborhoods all over town that the first duplex went in.
Jess?
it just seems that if duplexes were allowed everywhere, it wouldn't require a special permit. Special permit is to partly evaluate, I think you said this, John, the impact on the neighborhood. You're looking at a specific neighborhood.
Yeah, I agree,
And
I understand.
this is a difference. I mean,
But I guess what I'm struggling with is, you talk about impact to the neighborhood, but I don't know what impact you're worried about. I mean, just the fact that it's the only duplex, I mean, it's a nice looking building, it'll have two
I agree.
families live in it. Why is that a bad thing?
I don't think it fits with the character of the neighborhood. It'd be the first duplex there, you know.
But if the building fits the character of the neighborhood, is the point I'm making. The building fits the character of the neighborhood, isn't that what your concern should be? Does the building fit? I mean, if we were gonna put a 4-story flat top brick and metal building up, I'd agree with you. I'd say, yeah, that's crazy. It doesn't look like anything like a house, but doesn't look like that. This is a nice looking house that I'm struggling with why the fact that it's a duplex is enough to disqualify it from fitting with the neighborhood.
It's just my opinion.
My opinion as well.
That's-
What are you looking for, Ron?
The language about how this can be. That's right. Carvin is right.
Yeah.
Carvin is right. No, so we don't have.
All right.
So-
Was it worth asking for an extension, have Mr. Fermini come in and tell you more about what he intends to do with it?
That would be your prerogative, I mean,
I think I'd rather have you do
Again.
that than deny it tonight. Yeah, I'd like him to be able to come in and,
Again, we have a very narrow field to deal
understood,
with.
understood. I accept that. I
What-
accept what you said.
What will he say to us that would alter Michael's thoughts, my thoughts?
If I knew, I'd say it right now.
We sympathize with the abutters in that respect. If the abutter said, well, this guy's putting up a 30-foot fence along the side of my property line and just shot my view to hell, that's one thing.
Sure.
But the fact that they voiced complaints about the people who had rented the house before, there's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing we can do about trash on the streets except call DPW and say, hey, so do something about this, or the building commissioner. You can do as you wish, and I'm not gonna suggest that the outcome will be different or the outcome will be the same. I'm suggesting that we as individuals have our opinions of what we think, what we see, and what we feel, and we vote on that as a board. If everybody agrees with it, then we go with it. If they disagree with it, then we deny it.
Understood.
If you choose to come back, that's your prerogative. I'm assuming, is that correct?
Well, the board would have to vote to continue it to the next meeting.
Which is what I'd like you to do, just so then Mr. Fermani can come in. Maybe he will tell you something that'll change your mind that I'm not aware of. I don't think he thought this was going to be contentious, or I think he would have been here tonight, so.
It's not really contentious as far as the abutters go. I want to make that abundantly clear.
Understood.
It is predicated on what we think individually, collectively. Am I clear?
You are clear.
All right.
All right, I understand that and I accept it. I want to give Mr. Fermani every chance to present his case in case I haven't done it adequately and he can tell you something different.
That's only fair.
I would be fine with that. I mean,
All right,
Well, so it'll be September 15th at 6 o'clock.
yes. All those in favor of giving them an extension to the next scheduled ZBA meeting, signify by saying aye.
seconded, aye.
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 Nay.
Nay?
Nay. Of course. No.
I understood the nay.
Hopefully the ayes have it.
Aye,
The
yeah.
ayes have it.
Why?
Doesn't have to explain it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, no's a single in sentence, right?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll see you
In September,
in September.
I make a motion, no, we just
Good.
continued.
You're
All right,
right.
we're good.
You're good. All right, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
I know, I understand, no is a complete
Yeah,
sentence.
yes,
I get it, I get it.
Wasn't trying to insult you.
Yeah, and I didn't get up there.
Call me off guard, Ron. No, what?
No,
Can
good
I just ask
discussion.
on that? I did have a question. I don't have any financial gain or loss from.
It doesn't,
But,
that doesn't have anything to do with it.
I know, but being, looking at it both from a zoning point of view and then also as a resident of that neighborhood, I was wondering on the grounds of recusal or not.
Not the butter.
Not
No.
butter. Okay.
Yeah, and you have no financial interest.
Or butter doing butter.
Yep.
Not even that, so.
All right,
Good thoughts.
sorry we ran past.
Did we close?
6, no, we don't, we
continued it.
continued it.
Okay, so,
4 out of 5 of us continued it.
yes,
All right.
good discussion. Yeah, that was great. Separating the other issues.
It's right up on the screen if you need it. There you go.
No, I don't know what happened here, it just, all of a sudden, oh, there it went. All right, next item on the agenda is public hearing application for special permit, Northeast Site Development LLC, 128 and portion of 0 Washington Street, filed 28 July 2021. Town of Ayer Zoning Board of Appeals, public hearing notice. The Ayer ZBA will conduct a public hearing notice, the public hearing at 6:50 PM on Wednesday, August 18, 2021, Ayer Town Hall, 1 Main Street, Ayer, Mass, regarding an application by Northeast Site Development LLC for property located at 128 in a portion of 0 Washington Street, Ayer, Mass. The applicant is seeking a special permit pursuant to the Ayer zoning bylaw 2019 as amended, 5.2.1.2, to allow for construction of two-family duplex residences in the A2 zone. Public hearing will be held in person with a courtesy Zoom feed. Hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast. For Zoom or call-in information, please contact ATM at ayer.mass.us, 978-772-8220, extension 1000. Who's here for Northeast LLC? You are, sir?
Yes, I am. My name is Larry Beals, and we made the application. To make the presentation easier, I brought it on a thumb drive. Is there,
Yeah, I have this up, the actual,
the one I brought is a little bit more interesting.
okay. We're just gonna assume that there's no virus on that.
That's a good assumption.
Okay, good. I don't wanna get in trouble by my IT department. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Or if you prefer, you can use mine.
No, this is fine.
Too late now.
There it goes.
Yep.
All the state secrets. Just don't tell Cindy on me.
How much is it?
I'll make it work.
Perfect. Okay.
And then, if you want to advance it, just the arrow.
Thank you very much. I also brought handouts
Okay.
so that no one has to take notes.
Okay. So,
Thank you.
So everything that we're going to show you tonight is on these handouts. And what I wanted to do was provide you a perspective on the project. So we're applying for a special permit. I know, having seen the previous discussion, that you very much understand special permits and duplexes and the zoning, et cetera, so I won't go into that too much. But this is our project. It's a parcel of land directly across from the high school. The next slide, when I get to it, will be a zoomed out version, but the pavement that you see in the bottom of the drawing or the photograph is parking in the high school, so that's an entrance into the high school.
That's that condemned house.
Yes.
it's Ernest's whole property, yeah.
Yep. Okay, now I know where you are.
Yep.
All right.
And just so we're clear at the outset, we had nothing to do with it prior to condemnation. In fact,
I don't see any neighbors, so I think you're safe.
And I should introduce Joe Levine from Northeast Site Development. He bought it at foreclosure, so there's no connection with however it was run before. So that's the site, and just to orient you so that you know where we are, the left-hand side of the drawing is north, the right-hand side is south. So east is to the top of the plan. And this just shows you where the site is. And it's a couple of lots that we're proposing. You can see the high school and the track, and Washington Street is the public way that we get the frontage from for this subdivision.
Has this lot been divided?
It has not yet, I don't
It's
believe.
not yet.
Yeah.
It's not yet, the plan has not been recorded, so but it will be.
Has it been approved by the planning board?
It will not, it will be, the two lots will be A and R lots,
Okay.
so it will not.
I'm sorry, the
The
what?
two lots will be A and R lots when the subdivision.
I still didn't understand what you said, I'm sorry.
Approval not required lots.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're gonna be
You
going,
know, that's what you were trying to
Yes,
say.
A and R.
Yeah.
they'll be going to the planning board after this meeting.
Yes.
When I talked with, Brian,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, because when I saw the lot division, I'm going, wait a minute,
Well, they wanted to make sure,
that they could do it before they went ahead and
Right.
split the lots, I get
And
it.
then additionally, also, just in case there was any comments, at this time, if we needed to adjust anything or anything like
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I assume you'll interrupt as necessary to ask any questions as we go. So this is, now I've rotated the drawing again, so you can see the north arrow is pointing to the top of the drawing. So Washington Street is across the bottom of the drawing that provides the frontage. And this is the existing conditions of the site prior, when Joe acquired it. So on the upper right-hand corner is the existing house, and you can see the driveway comes out of that house and then goes diagonally across the lot, and it enters Washington Street. Very good, thank you. So that's the existing driveway. There's a reason it was designed that way, is that the lot in this whole area generally slopes from south to north. So Washington Street is essentially the high point on this site, and then it pitches towards the back. And Joe and I know a little bit about the geography out here because we were recently involved in the subdivision next door that's known as Panther Place. And so this is, it was very helpful to have that knowledge in terms of developing these designs. So that's the existing conditions. And then what we're proposing to do is, as you said, we're proposing to do a couple of A&R lots that will split the land in half. The lots wind up being, I think, about 27,000 square feet on lot 1 on the left, and about 24,000 square feet on the right. We gave a lot of thought to the layout of the lots, and we think it makes a lot of sense to do a common driveway because that's an existing curb cut. People are used to it being there, and whoever built the original driveway put it in the right spot. And this is the type of lot that's high at Washington Street, and then it drops off. And when you have a situation like that, you deal with the grading by elongating the driveway. So if you came straight out of that house and drove perpendicular towards Washington Street, you'd be going up a pretty steep incline. So when they developed that, they said, well, we'll come out of the house and we'll bend the driveway around. Gives her a greater length, so as you're rising in elevation, it becomes much more gradual.
Wasn't that a circular driveway?
It may have been, yeah.
I don't believe it is. I mean, when you come down that driveway, it kind of flattens out, but it doesn't.
Okay, I thought it was circular.
No, it doesn't circle back up. It's actually a pretty good sized concrete retaining wall.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end of the driveway, so it doesn't circle back up.
Okay.
And, you know, these are duplex what it's proposed is duplex ownership. It's going to be rolled into the adjacent homeowners association, I believe. Oh, it's not. Standalone, okay. So these are duplexes, but as such, there will be management of that driveway, and there'll be common.
As long as you're on the subject of that driveway, when I read the notes, and I'm sure we all saw it, the building commissioner strongly recommended individual driveways.
Jim, I did speak with the building inspector, just to discuss it with him, and explain to him like we are now, you know, the reason. And nice enough, and he just said it was just his personal opinion. He said it wasn't anything he was gonna come and fight to the death about. He just said he just personally didn't like them. You know, we think here, as Larry will explain, for many reasons, of safety and drainage, you know, getting and working with the topography here makes just a lot of sense.
These are gonna be built and sold as individuals.
Yeah. so not-
Condominiumized,
yeah. Each lot will be its own.
Who owns the driveway?
Then there'll be an HOA with rights to pass and repass for everybody to use that as like a normal common driveway.
Okay.
So who owns the land?
Joe does.
I own the property.
So you pay all the taxes on the land, and they pay on the houses? How does that work?
Oh, you talking
Oh, in
about
the future?
the future?
Well, if you do this,
Yeah, so no, everybody, the town assessors, you know, makes their assessment that there'll be, you know, for conversation, you know, units 1 through 4. And, you know, we should probably set up an exclusive use area. We set up exclusive use areas for either side, so that they can use it, but then they pay the, you know, their tax assessments like any other duplex in town.
the condominium associations I'm familiar with, they own inside, the HOA owns the outside and the property. Is that correct?
Correct. Typically, the condominium, the rule is the owners own from the studs in,
Right.
and then there's a master on the studs out, and then there's, on the, so everything on the roof, the exterior, the driveway.
Belongs to the
Yeah,
homeowners
so
association.
they'll all own it, but the control of it is the condo association. So the idea is that you are living in your condo, and you want to hang a picture, and no one can tell you no. But
Right.
if you're living in a condo and you want to paint your house, you gotta go talk, you gotta get.
Right.
Yeah.
So who holds the ticket for the property and the buildings? Who
The
pays
owners.
the taxes on it?
The owners, just like anything else. The person who buys one side of the duplex.
So they would pay for half the land? Is that how that works?
However, the Ayer assessor makes their assessments, but it's kind of very.
It would be billed, yeah, like he said, units 1 through 4. There's obviously a formula. We have many condominiums in Ayer. How that all goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
So that's the proposal. We thought we'd give you a picture of what these proposed duplexes will look like. On the left-hand side is the front view of what it would look like from the street. And then this is, because of the change in grade, this is a great opportunity to tuck them into the hillside, have a walkout basement level, and a deck above it. So that's the way that we're dealing effectively with the grade for these sites. So that they're high in front, low in back, and it's for a residential dwelling to be able to walk out of the basement is a real plus. You get more light, and it tends to be a drier type basement. And if you're interested, this is how the floor plan would look. 2 garages, and I think that's unique. Each unit will have 2 spaces. Most of the duplexes that I've seen around in this area have one indoor parking space. So that's a real plus, getting both vehicles out of the driveway, and it provides some pretty nice storage space for the residents as well.
Do you plan on permitting driveway parking?
Well, obviously someone's allowed to park behind the garage, but in my own experience, the benefit of a 2-car garage, just in functionality, is people have stuff, and people always have a second car, and stuff starts piling. So never say never, but when you do a 2-car garage like this, then everything kind of goes in, and everything's clean. And when you got to plow, you don't have to move a car, and people have a place to put stuff. It just kind of makes it cleaner, especially when you're trying to really fit into the neighborhood. It really looks like a single family.
So we then took a look at your special permit criteria for approval, and when we began to develop this design, we read this pretty carefully. And I think you discussed this earlier, that special permits are granted by the Zoning Board of Appeals because you need to make a finding that the proposed use will not outweigh its beneficial impacts. It's more positive than it is negative, to say it in a more simple term. But there are also 6 criteria, I believe, that this board needs to assess, and we need to consider these when we design a project. So your first criterion, you probably know these better than I, but the first one is social, economic, community needs which are served by the proposal. So, we reflected on the project, and the existing house is in poor condition, will be demolished and replaced with a new duplex home. So I think that's an improvement to the neighborhood, and it will increase the number of dwelling units in this residential neighborhood. And I listened to the discussion earlier, and I think our neighborhood's a little bit different. It's a little more commercial because the high school, there's schools, there's, it's not a typical quiet residential street.
Right.
So I think from that perspective, this is certainly a plus for the neighborhood. It's not detrimental to the neighborhood. Traffic flow and safety is critical, including parking and loading. So we've got the 2 parking spaces inside loading for a house is generally not a big factor. And when we designed it, as I said, we utilized the existing curb cut on Washington Street. And the other plus of a common driveway is it does minimize impervious surfaces, so that you don't have 2 strips of asphalt going in. You've got 1. And notwithstanding that, if we were to do separate driveways, they would have to be 30 feet off of each property line. So the sketch we looked at the report from the building commissioner with interest, and we couldn't actually do it the way he sketched it out.
I didn't realize there was that much of a drop off
Yeah,
on the
Yeah.
far end of that.
yeah,
Quite steep.
yeah. And, the driveway has proven to be a safe way to get on and off of the site for a number of years, so we're gonna maintain that. Adequacy of utilities and other public services. These units are being designed to tie into the sewer system that we designed for Panther Place next door. So the sewer lines will come out of the duplex units, connect into that, and what we're trying to do is minimize the disruption of the connections out in Washington Street. So we go into the Panther Place, and then that has one connection. Neighborhood character and social structure. I think I'm pretty confident saying the architecture of the proposed duplex houses will be a big improvement over what's out there. And it's certainly in character for the residential portion of the neighborhood. And I think it provides a nice view perhaps from the high school across the street. Impacts on natural environment. We studied the natural environment extensively on the adjacent project. And in fact, we know that the site that we're talking about, the 2 lots, does not have any natural resources on it. There are no wetlands. And even before we knew anything about this site, we had designed the stormwater management system on Panther Place to include the runoff coming from these lots. We knew that runoff was coming off of those lots because it slopes from Washington Street down towards the north, and our Panther Place wraps around behind it, so we had to accommodate that. So it will blend in nicely into that system. And then lastly, potential fiscal impacts, including impact on town services, tax base, and employment. The increase from 1 dwelling unit, 1 probably lower assessed unit, to 4 higher assessed units will increase the local tax base. And the impact on town services is minimal. These, a 4-bedroom house, these are, 3 bedrooms, 300 gallons per day per unit. So we're about 1,200 gallons per day on a design basis, which is
So your sewage system and your stormwater runoff have that much excess capacity on it to accept all this without any issues?
Yes, yeah. It was the stormwater system, because the impervious surfaces that we're creating are significantly greater than what's existing out there today.
I agree that for the stormwater, but it kind of surprised me that your sewage system would handle an increase like that.
Well, when we met with the DPW director and the town engineer, they said in order for them to approve the system, they would need performance specs.
Yep.
And so anytime you create a performance spec, like Title V, everyone uses a Title V design criterion of 110 gallons per bedroom. The reality is you never produce that. But they're saying that we want you to design on that so that you have a bigger septic system. When it comes to a single-family dwelling, it doesn't produce 110 gallons per bedroom. Nevertheless, in Panther Place, we assumed each unit was 4 bedrooms times 110 gallons per bedroom times, 28 lots.
And then plus this,
Yeah.
I had the guys figure, even though they're 3, I said figure 4.
Yeah.
So we got capacity.
Okay.
It's more than covered, so if anybody's doing something down the road, it's just not an issue. So there's
Alright.
capacity on top of capacity.
And it's not So the way it works is we'll connect into that system, and we'll drain to the north or to the back of Panther Place. Then there's a pump station, and that pumps it back out to Washington Street. So, the pipe, we're not going to affect the pipe size. If it has any effect, it would be only on the sizing of the pumps and the frequency of the on-off.
Right.
And so it's really just sort of tinkering with the design as opposed to overwhelming.
Okay.
Good. And I think that's my last slide. I did bring another one that just shows what was proposed next door, if you wanted to see how it all integrates in together. I can flip to that. Does that make sense? So this is the final slide. And again, to refresh your memory, the two duplex lots, yes, they're right there. And then what was approved recently by the planning board are the two cul-de-sacs. I should say it's an open space residential development because everything outside, that is all open space. And it's a substantial portion of open space. And what's significant about that is on the north side of the site, down in those wetlands, it's rare and endangered species habitat for Blanding's turtles. And so, we went through a long design development process with the planning board, a productive one. And the consensus was the open space residential development made the most sense because of the preservation of open space. We preserved a tremendous amount of forest area, and we preserved the natural habitat, which extends, basically all that open space is rare and endangered species habitat, so it worked out pretty well. So that's simply how this project will relate to the other.
Will these two projects be done in conjunction with each other? Simultaneously?
We'll probably, obviously, depending on what happens tonight, we'll probably start on this one first, and then the infrastructure will kind of happen kind of at the same time in the back. So kind of get, work on the road, let the guys get work in the back, finish this first, and then kind of swing it to the back.
There's a couple of other A&R lots on the other
Yeah,
side.
that's that. So we, that way we can kind of work in the back, and then, in the front.
Thank you.
So that's our presentation. And I feel like I sort of cheated on the exam here in your earlier discussion, so appreciate your time. Thank you.
John?
Well, when I first saw it, I thought that's a horrible place to put it because it's right there at the school. And he's talking about, well, they have a two-car garage. So the cars will be in the garage. And I'm thinking, if they have 4 bedrooms, there's going to be more than 2 cars eventually. It's going to be cars outside. Their driveway is right smack across the driveway to the school.
No.
Oh,
It's right track, it's across the street from Page Hilltop.
And the buses don't turn into Page Hilltop?
They go up that hill. This is,
It's where.
this that condemned house, this is where that condemned house was. And that's across, that's right between, it's not close to the high school. Yeah.
Comes over school park.
Right there, yeah.
Oh, wait.
Right there.
It'll come over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
At the bottom.
So it's between.
And so then the other thing I'm thinking is you're going to have 4 families living there. And there's going to be people in and out of there all the time and visitors. Where are they going to park? Are they going to park on the street? I mean,
That's why I asked about.
that's a problem as far as I'm concerned because you have students walking around there and you have the bus traffic around there. And then I see that development, but at least that has a single entry point.
Well, I don't think, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's, all the sidewalks are on this side of Washington Street. There's nothing on that side for anybody to walk on.
Correct. And there's no on-street parking there
Yeah.
anyway. Because of the
So,
school.
their parking issues, he's got 4 bedrooms, I would expect at least 2 cars.
Likewise.
I'm sorry, 3 bedroom, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I would expect 2 cars.
Yeah, well, in light of the other development going there, then this really doesn't matter.
No,
So I wasn't even aware of that whole development going in there. And, I mean, if they're gonna put that on top of the school, then
that's right across.
that's
that is right across the
that's not
road.
gonna make a bit of difference.
No. This, in my opinion, is an improvement, substantial improvement
It's an improvement of what? 'Cause somebody-
of what's there.
Yeah, well, that, they could replace what's there without putting four families in there.
True, but that's a very large piece of property. Anything, I just think it's an improvement.
Well, it doesn't matter as far as I'm concerned, because once I saw the development in there, then this is just, that doesn't matter, it's insignificant. So, I have no argument against that when I see that development.
What do you think, Ron?
More density in a already highly trafficked area. I don't like it. The other thing is, duplexes are so wonderful, why isn't the development behind them? Why is that all single family?
I can respond to that if it's helpful.
It's not really germane, really.
Okay.
No.
I would suspect it's got something to
No,
do
it isn't.
with your
That part isn't, but.
payback on it.
No. So that's an open space residential development, and those lots are about 10,000 square feet each. So you've got a unit on 10,000 square feet. And those lots shrunk down
Because of the open space, you're right. So-
because of the open space. So if you do the math, each of the duplex lots is about 25,000 square feet. Half of that is 12,000. So the ratio of dwelling unit per land area is about comparable to the lot next door, to the development next door.
Right.
And we had discussions with the planning board about that. They encouraged us to seek, to consider duplexes. And it was just too tight on those lots. And then when this opened up next door, it made perfect sense that, well, there's a great spot for duplexes to satisfy the encouragement we were getting from the planning board for that type of diversity of housing.
What do you think, Jess?
I actually would just add in with the OSRD subdivision, in the very back, you can see, 4 house lots and then 2 house lots in a little narrow corridor.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah,
No.
but he's gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, right there, that's going to be public access to the open space. And that open space back there is going to connect to another open space connected to Air Solar 2. So that's actually a.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's a community benefit. Looking at the neighborhood with the high school right across the street and Page Hilltop, this does not seem like that's going to affect the character of the neighborhood in a negative way, so I have no problems with this.
So, you know what, I agree with Jess. I think the character of the neighborhood, in this case, Washington Street, as Ron said, is already very densely populated. You drive down Washington Street, there are 2s, 3s, 4-family homes all over the
Yep.
place. To me, a situation like this makes sense on Washington Street.
Yeah.
It's densely populated, it doesn't change the character of the neighborhood. This is why we do this.
I agree.
So I'm in support of this application.
I agree. All right. That being said, and we have no butters, I see.
Just,
No, just Ken. I
not
can't.
just Ken, but.
I have a comment.
Pardon me?
If it's possible, I'll make a small comment.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure what it sounds like audio-wise, because in the room.
Sounds good.
You're good.
So the lots in Panther Place, Mr. Beals, I think are closer to 12,000 than 10,000, but that's besides the point. Everything talked about regarding the planning board is correct. We did ask for a variety of housing styles if possible. So I only can speak for myself, but I would endorse the use of the two families, and I do believe it falls in, the character of the neighborhood. You have multiple family homes as you walk up drive up Washington Street from the center, and then, kind of segues back to single families further up the street. My only concern is whether this board has the authority to authorize the common driveway. So I question that, and
Nope.
if you don't,
Nope,
excuse me?
we do not.
Okay, so that was my concern, that under our subdivision control regulations, we do have standards now that we didn't have before for the construction of common driveways. So only in the last couple of years have we put together standards for construction of common driveways. So if you condition it I'm not sure how you would be conditioned, but if you can write, if the conditions don't include the approval of a common driveway, then it might fall back to the planning board for review. That's all I mentioned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, we did talk to council about that today, because given Ken had expressed some concerns. So it's unclear because it's not a subdivision, it's A&R lots. A. B, what we could do, and town council suggested, is just condition the special permit to say the approval is for the house, or for the house type, not the driveway. Like the driveway approval is not included in the special permit, basically.
I'm fine with that. Generally, when
So what does that mean? All right.
So basically, if Charlie, once they submit their application to the building commissioner, and there's an issue with the driveway, either under what Mr. Diskin is referencing, there are some standards, whether they apply because it's not a subdivision, we'd have to look into it. But basically, what Mr. Diskin, I think, is looking for this to say is that the approval of the special permit doesn't automatically grant that they get a shared driveway. Is that correct, Ken?
That's what I'm asking for, yes.
Well, I would assume that goes without saying, because we're granting a permit for use. And the planning.
That's correct. The planning board
Yeah,
is.
they're gonna take care of the driveways and all the other restrictions.
You have to go to the planning board after you leave here.
Yes.
So we're just doing the permit just for use.
That would be up to you guys. You want it, Ken?
Well, the concern I had was, and Mr. Schultz pointed out the same thing, is I think the drawing that showed you, and I don't have it in front of me, showed only one driveway.
That's correct.
So my concern was that if the drawing were approved the way it was shown, it was a done deal, and it didn't get any oversight from the planning board. That's all my concern.
Yeah, but we're not approving the drawing, we're just approving the use,
Okay, that's what I thought was gonna happen, but I wasn't sure.
a use permit.
Yeah.
But the rest of the constraints are the planning board.
If you look at, when they come before you, if you look at the elevations from Washington Street down, as they explained earlier before you signed in, it's really difficult to put a second driveway in there because of the topography of the land.
Well, I understand, I walk by it all the time, I live up there, so, but it's still, that was a concern. So if you got it covered, I'm happy, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm amenable to that. Carly, can you just give me the verbiage?
Yeah, it's so, when we talked to town council today, that you would approve the special permit for the use, for the type of dwelling. It does not include an approval of a driveway.
That's gotta go to the planning board.
Or
This is not, I'm,
No, but it's not, do you have to go to the planning board? I'm not clear that you have to go to the planning board.
Likewise.
I thought you did.
Has to get the A&R plan signed.
Oh, an A&R, right. But on an A&R, you wouldn't even look at a shared driveway, would you?
Yeah, we can look at anything.
Okay,
That
so,
might be the best mechanism.
yeah,
That's fine,
yeah.
Well, if we're not confident that it's gonna be addressed elsewhere, then we certainly should include that.
All right.
All right, so it would be to approve the special permit for the type of dwelling that does not include the shared driveway.
Exactly, yeah.
All right.
Anybody?
No, go, Chris.
you have to
Yes.
specify
Just
duplex.
before we slide off into, those in magenta, these two large lots that you share as part, is that part of this development there, these two? Whoops, sorry.
So that's,
Yes.
Those two up there,
Yes.
that one and that one.
Those are both approval not required lots. They're not open space residential lots.
Okay, so they're not part of this.
Well, it was all
this
done at the same
open
time.
space.
Yeah, but it's not part of the
And the plans for
OSRD.
those?
plans for those will be, single family.
Say again, please.
Those will be they'll be single family homes, the plans on that. They have more, there's more constraints.
How big are those lots?
Those lots are 12,000 square feet roughly, they have more constraints.
Oh, just curious.
Yeah, they have more constraints, whether
Okay.
it's on the west, things like that.
Make a motion, Michael.
You got it. I make a motion to grant the special permit to Northeast Site Development for property located at 128 and a portion of 0 Washington Street pursuant to Air zoning bylaw 2019 as amended section 5.2.1.2 to allow for the construction of two-family duplex residences in the A2 zone, approving the type of dwelling but does not include the shared driveway.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want me to leave the thumb drive for you? or-
Oh, I'll get it to you, just give me 1 second. Or Ron, can you just pull that out?
It's the one on top, correct?
Yeah,
Did you get a copy of this?
I did, yep, thank you very much. Don't tell Cindy I can press eject.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. The only thing we got left to do is adjournment, but my
Good, I
question
close
is.
the meeting.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
What are you doing on the permit, Stephanie?
Next public hearing. has to be
Okay.
Yeah.
closed.
Make a motion to close the public hearing for Northeast Site Development LLC.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What are the chances, Carly, of our next meeting being Zoom? You
My.
know why I'm asking?
Oh, because you got a trap.
No. The previous,
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I'd have to check with council. I don't know that we can Zoom, but we actually can because I have the names of the abutters that spoke. I can reach out to them and let them know it is Zoom.
Well, they know.
Well,
No,
they know it's rescheduled. They don't know it's Zoom, okay.
Right, so I could reach out because I have their name and addresses and send them a notice and say, hey,
Great.
we know
Yeah.
you were here, but it's gonna be on Zoom. My sense is that Robert wants to make the decision to either go completely Zoom
Or not.
or not by September 7th, which is when we come back from Labor Day. We have a selectmen's meeting that night. But we need to check, we want to check with council to say, okay, the permitting boards such as planning, zoning, conservation, can they go all to Zoom? Because we're expecting an influx of people at a lot of these meetings. Whereas, say, the cultural council that doesn't have anyone really attend their meetings, could they still meet in person because there's only four members? See what I'm saying? So we have to see if we can do it hybrid that way. But we talked about it last night. The audio is not great on this setup with the hybrid. I mean, it works, we're getting there, but we need to talk with APAC about other options. So
so you're not considering the boards come in and then people participate by?
right,
Okay.
that would,
It's not.
That's your hybrid, right?
no, so, although we did do that with the selectmen at
Yeah, you
first
did.
during COVID, right?
Yeah.
But then they changed some of the rules to allow public access. It changes so much. I wish I had like a solid answer for you. It's been changing so much.
Oh, we'll
and
wait
it's
till the
hard to
7th and find out?
Yeah, so what we'll do, as soon as we make that decision, like I did last time, we'll make sure it gets emailed out to everyone. But in this case, for the continued public hearing, we can certainly reach out to those abutters and let them know.
Okay,
That's not a problem.
okay. So our next one is September what?
15th.
15th. All right.
And I know we have another application coming in and we have this continued one, so.
What's coming in?
Something, I want to say 3rd or 4th Street,
Okay.
somewhere over there. I've just gotten random calls, I don't know the details of it yet. They just were looking for submission guidelines.
All right, fair enough.
Could you, this 40B thing, when do you expect that to
So
fully impact this board? I mean, other-
I would say probably things will start to pick up October, November timeframe.
I wasn't even thinking this year.
Well, they've got most of what they need, so now the state is saying, okay, we'll review it, but we need feedback from the community, which we have until the end of September to get. Then honestly, I can't predict when DHCD will issue this project eligibility letter, then they submit to us, and we have 30 days to call it to order, but I would say prepare for November, December, January, somewhere in there, that it will pick up.
Okay.
And I don't know, we may need more than one meeting a month.
For that, I would expect so, yeah.
And actually, if you don't mind, we could chat about that right now. Is Wednesday nights generally okay? So we meet on the 3rd Wednesday of the month. No one meets on the 4th Wednesday of the month. So if we do need 2 meetings, and we'll get this sense from the consultant as we go along, would you guys be okay with the 3rd and 4th Wednesdays of the month?
Yes.
That would be fine by me.
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
This is gonna be a long one, so yeah.
And you guys are okay with 6 o'clock still?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Right?
great. All right.
All right.
Keep that in mind if we need to. Maybe we
Yeah.
don't, who knows?
I kind of think we're gonna run into a lot of paper.
Yeah, I've been looking at a lot of stuff online about this thing, all the procedures that go with it. And I'm thinking, Shirley just went through this.
Yep,
And it'd be great if we could talk one of the people involved in that from Shirley to come over and say, this is what's important to you, and these are the steps you should be looking at.
and we will have a consultant. We've talked to him today, just as recently as today. He is professional that
Yeah,
only
but
does
he-
40Bs.
The guy from Shirley, he's somebody that was on the board, he knows it from the board perspective, and I just figure that'd be a great resource if they could say, we did all this, and these were the obstacles, and these are the things you really
Yeah, and
gotta concentrate on.
I mean, I would probably say you could reach out individually if you wanted to. I don't know that we should, it's just a perception thing, I think, if you were being like coached or
Oh, I get
from
it.
Shirley, when it's a whole totally different project. And each community has unique needs. Their affordable
Yeah.
housing is different than ours. Those are just things that I think about, but
Starting point might be to just go online and look at some of the minutes from their meeting when
Yeah.
they're doing the 40Bs.
Yeah, I've been printing out a lot of stuff, and it says, these are the steps that you need to take, and whatever else you're looking for this 40B, these are the things you want to concentrate on most, and I'm kind of putting a little book together for myself so that I have some idea, because it's complicated.
it is.
Yeah.
And that's why we definitely have the consultant on board who will be with us every step of the way, because we haven't done one in Ayer in 20 years, so.
Yeah.
It's like 20, I think, the Willows.
Has it been that long? Oh my gosh.
It's been, I think that was 03, so yeah, 18
Wow.
years, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the problem, everything's probably changed since '03.
I mean, and
Remember, Ron?
the state process is very clear, it's cumbersome, but, it lays it out, and that's, well, we have Alicia and I will be the staff people for the town, will coordinate with everyone.
The guy that gave us the talk gave us a little briefing. He was pretty,
Yep, that's, Paul Haverty, and we
Yeah.
talked to him today.
And he is our consultant?
Yep,
Oh, great.
he was really quite clear.
yeah.
Well, what step is what, and when, and where, and how.
Yeah, and he will, he's an attorney that exclusively deals with 40B, but he, basically, we get a grant from the state to have him be our consultant, so that at one point, there'll be a letter that you'll need to sign on behalf of the zoning board with Sean Copeland, the chair of the select board, just for our grant application. But even though he's technically not on retainer yet, I mean, we know that he will be. So he's been actively engaged with us
From the stuff
throughout.
I've read, it's like, most rules don't apply, so it's not like we're gonna have a lot to determine. You know, we just have to go through the process, but a lot of the stuff, even if we object, well, it's too bad, it doesn't apply here.
No, there's a way to object to certain things. We can't appear to be obstructionists, because that's the whole idea is 40B is supposed to.
I know, but
Well,
they're exempt from so much of the
Yeah,
stuff.
but we should get coached on what we can do.
I
and
agree.
what we- You know, so there is a lot.
Yeah, the community, and this is what they refer to as a friendly 40B, I would say from the outset.
Yep.
That's
There
always
is
good.
community support. We know that we need to increase our affordable housing stock. That was a master goal plan in the 2018 master plan. You can see what's happening with Devon's Crest right now. And affordable housing across the state. It's, the whole state needs.
Oh, but it's ugly. They just put a place in Pepperell, right where Conway Chevy used to be. There's a little spot next door, and they put up like 5 big places there. And it's almost like you can stand between the 2 buildings and touch them, and they're all on top of each other. And it really looks awful. But, I mean, I don't know. what
It's gonna be dense, I mean, to make their numbers
It is
work,
wicked dense.
to develop it, but if.
Look at Willows. Willows is pretty well condensed.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some green, but if you step back and look at it, those houses are pretty close together.
Oh, yeah, and by virtue of it being affordable housing, it's expected to be dense.
Topography breaks that one up pretty well.
Yeah.
We're talking about
That's
that.
true, yeah.
So, you know, it's got that,
Yeah.
you know, it sort of fits in there well.
Yeah. Flag place is pretty flat.
It is more of a, you know, it's not gonna stick out so much like a sore thumb, though, I mean, it's in a, you know, an industrial area,
Yeah.
commercial area. You know, so hopefully it'll all work out well and you'll have a good developer that'll work with you, not be, you know,
We're still on
bad
camera.
guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.